All right, guys, here we go. Back at it again, man. My main man, Troy Worthen. It's crazy. I look back. It's been like over a year and a half, even before the Fight Bananas podcast even existed. Talked to you back in the heyday. Man, it's good to see you. Good to talk to you, brother.
Yeah, man. I think last time we talked, you had a co-host, Max. It's
Yeah,
been a
it's
minute.
been a
You're
minute.
doing your thing, man. I've been seeing big names coming on the podcast. You're predicting fights way better than I am. So you're doing your thing.
That was I just I'm talking about Gigi. He's just one of those guys, just a really great striker. And he's been in the UFC 3 times, and that's hard to kind of get to the ring time and cage time. I just liked him in that match, just in that match. Going forward, who knows? It's the UFC. It's fights. Anything can happen, but I liked him that day.
No, I know he's a super high level striker. I followed him when he was in Glory and stuff like that, and high level kickboxing. But I just haven't been really impressed with him so far. He's struggled to finish guys he's much bigger than. He has better
Right.
credentials, and usually it's mostly striking matches. It's not like these guys are just wrestling with him. So, I haven't been impressed, but he looked really good in that fight against Omar. I do think Omar seemed a little hesitant. I don't know if the first time cutting down to featherweight affected him at all or anything, but
Right.
I mean, props to Giga. That was a great performance. He looked good, man.
It was, and man, I kind of we'll jump there. We'll stay in the card, and I really want to dive so much in you. Like I said, we talked so long ago, and it's just so cool to see what you just said about me. I want to say the same about you. It's just so cool to see someone in our knit circle, right, our MMA circle, go for it. Absolutely, chase, go for it. 7-0 professional now, 3 wins, win 1. So before you, how about Barbosa at 145? I think he looked incredible. I thought he was like. I know Sanhagen did his thing. I know Buckley had that knockout. I thought Barbosa was like the guy on the card that jumped out at me.
Man, Barbosa is a problem at 145. I don't know how he's making it healthily.
Yeah,
I thought he was a big 55er, but he's saying it's easy. Maybe that's because he walks around so lean all the time. I don't know. But he's a killer, man. I do think his cardio is a little suspect at 45. Even in that fight, it seemed like he was controlling pretty much everything, but he definitely slowed down in the third. Um,
right.
and he lost some of the explosiveness. You could see that, like, in some of those longer wrestling exchanges, he would kind of give up and just go to his back and pull guard and stuff. I think, I mean, Makwan's a super high level fighter, but a little bit higher level wrestler, someone that's just going to stay on him and make him wrestle, it might be a little bit more trouble at 145, but he's a problem, man. That guy's
Okay.
so fast. He's so good. I think Barbo's super, super good, man.
He is, and like I looked, it was so funny. Pre-pandemic, I thought the 145 to me was insane in the UFC. Like Volkanovski and Max was just about to fight their second fight, and Emmett was about to fight again. And at that time, it was Yair and Zabit. Looks like they've been trying to fight for a year now. So much is going on this weekend. We got Zombie and Ortega, which is just my fight. I cannot wait for that fight. But I thought, like I said, before the pandemic and now post it, Calvin Kattar's got 2 wins in the division. It's crazy. Barbosa is surging up. Like, I'm not messing around with any featherweights in that top 10. Nothing.
Man, I mean, honestly, from 135 through 170 right now, all the divisions are insane in the UFC. If you're in the
Right.
top 10, you could be a world champ. Like, it just
Yeah.
depends any given night. Yeah, I think anybody in the top 10 at 145 could be the champ right now. I think Volkanovski's amazing,
Yeah.
but I think, yeah, the right night, any of those guys can beat him. They're all so good. So that's a tough place to be. It's a tough place to be. It's a thing.
For sure, for sure. All right. Last thing, hit up on that knockout. It's crazy. It happened to my guy Impa, one of my favorites. Been on the show multiple times. My heart stopped. It was one of those like, oh, dude. But it was an insane knockout. You got to give props for props due. Buckley was insane. After the fight, he was really cool. I don't know if you saw that whole thing with him and Dana. It was just like, it's insane that a grown man who fights for a living, in a way is like he saw Santa Claus. He's like
Yeah.
Dana White. It was wild. So I would love your 2 cents on that knockout.
Man, we were watching that as a team at Sanford, and the whole room went wild on that knockout. That's
Yeah.
just that's a once in a lifetime move. Like, you don't see people just pull stuff out like that. You've never seen a knockout
Right.
like that in the UFC before, and the way he did it was perfect. And you can tell he's actually trained that. He was looking for that as soon as the guy caught his foot. Like, he started setting his hips up, so it wasn't lucky, man. That knockout alone, that one blip in time, just changed his life. He's probably gonna make $1 million off of sponsorships and endorsements now. So I mean, good for him.
Right.
One of my teammates said he actually knows him personally, and that guy has been training in a park pretty much for the past like 5 years. So good for him. That's awesome.
Right.
For
It's like
Uh,
Monster Energy is going to be flip kick your way into whatever, you know what I mean? Like he's going to be selling cars, flip kicking cars. He's got it made forever now.
Oh no, he's for sure going to be on the highlight reel for the UFC forever.
Right.
He just replaced Edson Barbosa's spinning hook kick, so good for
True.
that kid. It sucks for Impa, but I think Impa is like very, very good. I think he's going to be in the top 10 for a long time. Just like a small setback for him. So as a fighter, it's hard, to accept that, and he's going to see that every day, every time he sees a replay and stuff. But I think he's got a good mindset, and
Right.
you could see the way he responded to it. He's just going to go get better and come back stronger. So, I mean, amazing knockout, but I don't think it takes value away from him, Impa at all.
Right. Dude, great point there, Troy. Some fighters would almost end it. That's it. Some people can't. You're on TV, you're on the tape. That's it. You're gone. You're on streaming services forever. Impa was that night was props to Buckley. Thank you, UFC. I got 2 months. I'll be back. It was cool. Like even Joe Rogan propped him out. He's like, dude, I've never seen anything like that to have maybe the most massive knockout of his career, of any career, right? And he was like, just props. Like it was a great job. The fight was razor sharp. Like the first round, I talked to all the buddies and we're talking media members and stuff. 50% had it Impa in round 1, 50% had Buckley in round 1. So it was a razor sharp fight. That was just, once in those lifetime knockouts. There's nothing you can do. It's just hats off and move on.
It happens. You can't, he can't beat himself over that. And I don't think he's going to beat himself up. I think he's just going to go better. So, it sucks that it happened to him, but yeah, I think he's taking it the right way, and he's just going to go get better. So I think it's awesome for Buckley, and I think it's a learning experience for Impa, but it was an awesome moment for all the fans.
It was crazy. It was a good time for a lot of fans out there. Before I want you to kind of give us that journey, you said something there I definitely want to take. You said my team, Sanford MMA. I know you were back in the States. I saw you on Instagram. That's why I kind of reached back out to you and all that stuff. And I saw you trained in there. My main man, Scrappy Dustin Lampros, is there. So I saw that. So you're there. That's your team. You're locked in there?
Yeah, I'm committed. I'm now part of Sanford MMA.
Okay.
I came back. I was checking a few gyms out. I was trying to find out where I was going to be, because I was across the world in Singapore and haven't been in the game over here for a while. And I wanted to connect with, the right coaches and stuff. And this is not just my job. This is a lifestyle for me, and I love martial arts. So I don't ever want it to become like miserable for me. So I feel like I have to have a good connection with the coaches and the team that I'm with, and really enjoy everyday training. So I wanted to make the right decision and go to the right place. I actually wasn't really looking at Sanford at the time, but my wrestling coach Hank Porsche, his brother, trains down here.
Right.
So he made the connection. He was like, "Hey, come down. Henry's interested in seeing what you can do." So came down for a week, did a tryout, and it just felt like a great fit, man. I really like Henry Hoof. I like Greg Jones. Kami is a great. The coaching staff was just perfect. All the guys were super cool, and I had really good rounds. So, it just felt right. I am a Florida boy, so I didn't have to leave the state. So, it all worked out for me. So now I'm down south full time.
That's awesome, man. Well, congratulations, first of all. Happy to have you back in Florida. Definitely a Florida guy myself. It's good to see you back here. Real quick on that with the Sanford, and then it seems like anytime you mention the Yankees, you mention Red Sox, you mentioned LeBron, you mentioned Jordan. So I'm going to mention Sanford, so I got to mention American Top Team. So if my 2 cents is, and there's no wrong answer, there's no right answer. I felt like I was a more American Top Team guy in the year coming up to recently, but then I was doing a lot of thinking. I talked to a lot of guys, that, and there's no, like I said, there's no wrong here, no bad here, but it seems like American Top Team's a little bit more business-y, a little bit more, I don't know how to say it, like a little bit more, they can make superstars, but, sometimes there's guys that, doesn't fit in and it doesn't work out, and it's like they push them away in a way, if I could say. Seems like Sanford to me, everything that I hear, it's more family. It's a more togetherness. It's a more of a team. It's a more of a squad. You don't hear a lot of the guys at ATT say like, I feel like I'm part of the team. You really don't hear that in a way. So when you said that, like that buzz, it just hit me because I've been feeling that talking to a lot of guys, and I talked to a lot of the ATT guys, and it's nothing, past them. It's nothing, they're not upset about it, but it just seems like they go there. It's a little bit more work. It's a little bit more business, and they want to get the win and move on. Do you kind of get that, or have you got that from the guys down there, down south?
I mean, I don't ever like to speak on something I don't really know about. I'm not
Okay.
educated on. I've never been to ATT Coconut Creek. From what I've heard, yeah, it's kind of like that. I mean, when you have 80 to 100 pros in the room at a time, it's hard to take it any way other than a business. That's a big family to take care of, and there's
Right.
probably 20 plus coaches there, so you're probably not going to connect with all of them. I think they probably have their little cliques inside of that where they are really close and they take care of each other, but
Right.
yeah, probably as a whole, it's a little less family oriented. But yeah, I don't know too much about American Top Team. I have a few friends that train there, but yeah, I've never been there, so I don't want to speak on it too much. I don't want to like bash anything or anything. But
Right.
uh, so far at Sanford, yeah, it feels like a family. I'm very new here, but I've been accepted with open arms. I work with some of the best guys in the world already. I'm mixing it up with guys like Martin Nguyen, Michael Chandler, guys like that, like on a daily basis. So
Okay.
Scrappy, a bunch of unknown pros right now, like Garrett Armsfield. There's killers everywhere.
Yeah.
So
Evan
I get
Elder.
good work, and everybody takes care of each other. So it's been a perfect fit for me, and I think Sanford's trying to do something different. Everybody else kind of sticks with the standard MMA like setup, where you go to a
Right.
gym, you pay 10%, and you can do whatever you want in your own time. But Sanford's trying to like change it. We're sponsored by a health industry. We're bringing doctors on board. We're making sure the athletes are taken care of. You're part of a team. It's basically like a university instead of a gym. If you come here, you're part of the pro team. You're there for pro training, and you need to be there for your mandatory sessions. And you shouldn't really be working outside of it. If you do, whatever. But it's like if you're in college, you can go take extra classes somewhere else. But you're
Right.
gonna take classes that you have to take to get it
Right.
done. So I like what they're doing, and I believe in the coaches here. So I'm super excited to be a part of this family.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, and they're super hot right now. With Chandler, looks like transitioning to the UFC, can be booked any day. Seems like there's the whole Ferguson thing is out there. Burns is their championship match waiting to happen with Usman. So just a lot of big things, a lot of crazy stuff happening down there. Okay, so like I said, I really want to jump on just you, the story. Last time I talked, I think you were 3-0, 4-0, combat night. A lot of stuff here in Florida. Made the big jump, went to 1. I would love to hear not the reasoning, but just your process through it. Tell me a cool, funny story. What happened over there? Training, getting 3 wins, 3 big wins, 7-0, looking really clean in the division, my man, and just kind of seeing now the process you coming back to America down in South Florida.
Yeah, man. I mean, in all honesty, like I can say all kinds of inspirational stuff, but I got kind of lucky. I happened to run across an internet article saying that Evolve MMA was having a global tryout for any professional athlete that thought they were good enough to make the professional fight team. So yeah, I took a leap of faith, sent an email in, sent my credentials in, and they ended up giving me a chance to come to the tryout. And I made the most out of it and got accepted to the team, obviously. So, in part of that, I got signed to one as well. And I joined a great team. I got to work with some of the best Muay Thai instructors in the world. Some of the guys that are currently champions there, like Nango Gayangadao and Sam A. Yeah, Crew Wrong. Like it doesn't get much better as far as Muay Thai than those guys.
Right.
Great. I had great partners out there. And really, I mean, I loved it out there. I loved Singapore. It was an amazing experience for me. I never thought I was going to live in Asia. Completely different culture than I was used to.
Right.
It was a big growth in my life. So, yeah, I mean, I just got over there and got straight to work. I was super eager to fight and to test myself against some of the top guys in the world. And they gave me the opportunity. And so far I've been shining, and I'm still looking to improve and get better every day. But yeah, I'm super excited. I hope that I get a fight scheduled soon for one and keep climbing towards that title. Um, I still only have 7 pro fights, but I think I'm showing that I deserve to be, not even deserve, that I'm slowly earning my spot amongst the top guys in the world. So, I just hope I get to keep proving that. Um, but coming back to the States, I mean, it's definitely different. It's different after living in Singapore for 2 years. It's a completely different lifestyle. You need your own
Good, different, or
transportation.
bad different, or just different?
What's that?
Was it more positive different, or a little bit more negative different, or just different?
I mean, in all honesty, I love Singapore. Like if I had to live there for the rest of my life, I could have been perfectly happy with that. Singapore was an
Wow.
amazing place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was beautiful, and the people there are super nice. The food there was great. It was super easy transportation wise. Like, don't need a car or anything. The public transportation gets you everywhere out there. So, as much as people talk about it's super expensive to live in Singapore, you save money in a lot of places that you don't think about, like not
Right.
paying for car or gas and stuff like that. Um, yeah, it was perfect for me. I loved it out there. It was a great experience. Coming back to the States has taken a bit of an adjustment. Obviously, I love Florida. Love being part of the Dirty South, but it's not as safe, obviously, as Singapore. I
Right.
mean, over there, you get used to just leaving your wallet on a tabletop and go grabbing your food and stuff at restaurants. And, I don't think I locked my door at all while I was over there. So there's some things I'm having to readjust to and watch my back a bit more back in the States. But, I do love the States and I love Florida as well. So I wouldn't say it's good or bad. It's just different.
Just different. Wow. Okay, so that was interesting to hear too. That so you are still fighting underneath the one championship banner. There's still things you want to get done there. I hear this all the time. Like, it's a weird thing that UFC is the hood ornament of mixed martial arts, right? Seems like I talk to so many people, and that's the goal. They want to get to UFC. There's some guys that don't need that UFC banner for social media or for their validation for their career. Would you be totally happy just fighting 35 times underneath the one championship banner and never having to itch that UFC? Or is it, yeah, I'm trying to get myself to a special level. If I am 12-0, 14-0, and the UFC wants a big play for me, yeah, I'll think about coming over. What's your perspective on that?
I mean, I don't feel like I have anything to prove to anybody as far as people like saying that one championship's not as good as the UFC or you're never like the best in the world until you won a UFC belt. I don't think I have to prove that to anybody. I'm perfectly happy in one championship. They've taken care of me so far. They were the people that gave me my shot when I was young and
Right?
had no international experience or anything like that. So, I'm loyal to one and I'm happy to be here. I think we have the best weight cutting setup in the world. I feel so much healthier now, not having to go all the way down to 35, doing the hydration tests and stuff. And I think we're treated super well and it's just getting bigger and better. And I think we do cool things, like you're never going to see the UFC have Muay Thai fights on the same card as the MMA bout with some of the
Right?
best Muay Thai in the world or kickboxing like Giorgio Petrosian's fighting on the same cards as me. I think that's super cool. And then we do like awesome things. And I'm excited for one to come to the States. But yeah, I'm perfectly happy staying in one forever. That's where I want to be. I don't need to show anything to anybody about being in the UFC. Even though, I mean, the UFC might be a little bit more lucrative with me being a United States guy. It's probably better for endorsements and stuff. But, if I was doing this for the money alone, then I'd be in the wrong sport. So I'm
Right.
happy where I'm at. So, I'm good with one. I just ready to get a fight and get back to work.
Right.
Nothing against the UFC there. Like, if the right offer came through, or if there was the right opponent or something that interested me, then we could talk. But no, I love one championship, and it's been working well so far. So I have nothing to fix.
That's awesome, brother. What's an underrated part about one championship that maybe the common folk, the common MMA fan here in America doesn't see or doesn't know about a fighter, or like you said, maybe is it just them doing different scenarios of mixed martial arts on one card, like you were saying? What's a thing that people almost sell people on one championship?
I mean, as far as the fighters, I would say they don't know how good it is to have the different weight cutting method. I've never felt so healthy throughout an entire year. Like just you feel so much better, man. You don't have to kill yourself in the sauna. You're not like dieting every single day, worrying about every calorie you get out. You still have to hard diet and get your weight down, but you're not killing yourself to make the weight anymore, and you can
Right.
focus on getting better at martial arts instead of just cutting weight. So I think as far as what the fighters need to know is just like no one in the world does it better than we do. The weight cutting thing really is a game changer, and honestly, I'll take $15,000 less a fight just to not have to cut the weight. Honestly, it's that much better.
Right.
And as far as fans, it might not be feasible for the American fans to fly over to Asia for a live event all the time, but one championship live events, bar none, are the best in the world. Um, yeah, I've been to a UFC, I've been to a Bellator. They don't hold a candle to the one championship events. The energy
Wow.
in the room, the pyrotechnics, everything is just it's like an entire event. You might like Super Bowls, they got halftime shows and stuff like that. All these big sporting events, they do things aside from just the fighting. And one championship treats it like that. We have events. They shoot T-shirts into the crowd. They're interactive.
Yeah.
There's pyrotechnics. It's an awesome event to be at live. So if any of the fans get a chance, go see a one championship event live, and trust me, like it'll be the best thing you do.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. We'll do. Well, we got to check that off the bucket list. So what's up for you in the near future? Do you have anything lined up? You said you got something you want to fight back in one championship. Is there something soon, or are you about to be in camp again, or is there nothing on the horizon? It's going to be maybe early 2021.
I'm just waiting on the call right now.
Okay.
Obviously, COVID has made a backlog of fights. They had to cancel a bunch of events, and now
Right.
they're getting those fighters that were events fights. So I think they're trying to take care of those guys, and I'm just waiting for my name to get called so I can get on the next one that's available. I'm training every day, twice a day, so I'm ready whenever. I'm good now. If they need me short notice, I'll be there. I can go up a weight class. It doesn't matter. I just want to go compete and perform and do what I love. So just waiting on the phone call right now. Who knows? I could be fighting in 2 weeks. It could be 2 months. But whenever they give me the call, I'll be ready.
Sounds good, man. Like I said, dude, big fans of here. Probably last question for you is, so I was so intrigued with the kind of the journey or the process that you did do. It was a leap of faith. I love when people bet on themselves. I felt like you did that. You bet on yourself and you knew who you were and how good of a mixed martial artist you were. So I love that about you. What's one thing that you would talk to MMA fighters that are 2-0 professional or 1-0 professional, or even an amateur, maybe about to turn pro? What would you tell them to maybe do or think about or change? You kind of went through a great process. 7-0, you seem very happy. Seem now you're back in Florida. Seem with a great team, with a great organization. What would you do to help the kind of the next generation in a way, some fighters?
I think the most important thing, and obviously this is my opinion. Some people could say I don't know what I'm talking about, but if you want to do this sport, I would say definitely know your why. Like what you're doing this for, because if you're just doing it for the money or the fame or the acknowledgement or whatever it may be, it's not going to be enough, and you're going to end up getting hurt.
Right.
I do this because I really love martial arts, and that's my why, and that's enough to get me out of bed when I'm sore and I don't want to train or do the extra reps and stuff like that, or go through a little bit more hell. I didn't always have it very easy. I had to work a full-time job and go train after, and sometimes you can't pay the bills, and you have up hospital bills that you can't afford and stuff like that. And if you're doing it for the money and there's no money, then you're not going to be doing it for very long and stuff like that.
Right.
So you need to make sure that your why, like as to why you're putting yourself through this, is strong enough to keep going. Because if it's not, yeah, you're not going to make it very far, and you're probably just going to waste your time and hurt yourself a lot. But if you are doing it for the right reasons and you are happy just getting better at martial arts and becoming a better person and testing yourself against some of the other best athletes in the world, then I think you'll go far in the sport. And just give it time. There's plenty of times I wanted to quit, plenty of times I was injured, and doctors probably told me I shouldn't be doing this anymore, but I seem to be doing okay so far. So yeah, just know why you're doing this, and if it's the right reason, then you'll make it eventually.
I think you're doing a lot more than just okay, man. Troy Worthen, 7-0, just a budding superstar. One championship. I'm very, very lucky to have you, man. It was great catching up, dude. It was very good catching up and talking to you. And we'll do it again, and we'll do it again live, not through a computer one day. All right.
All right, for sure, man. I'm a big fan of your show too, and I'm happy to be on. So have a good one, man. Thank you.
Thank you, Troy. Appreciate you, man. Talk to you.